Steph Curry. Stephen A. was in the house to see it in Brooklyn. That marked the 37th time Steph has made that many threes in a game, which is more than the next 5 players on the list combined. So Golden State dominated the Nets. And Stephen A. had some thoughts this morning on First Take about that.
KD, you made the wrong decision, bro. And here's why. Because you trusted Kyrie. Kyrie Irving betrayed you. Flat out betrayed you. Left you hanging. And while you sitting up there getting your ass kicked last night, all right? Steph Curry sitting there shimmying and joking around, laughing on the court. They were cheering for Steph Curry in Brooklyn. From opening tap, they were chanting MVP in the Barclays Center, and it wasn't for the dude averaging 28.9 points a game for the Brooklyn Nets. It was for Steph Curry.
So the word I was referring to was betrayed. That certainly got a lot of attention, and I think it's an appropriate choice of words. Here's the question. Can Kevin Durant overcome all of this and lift the Nets seemingly all by himself?
I butted heads with Jalen Rose at the beginning of this season when I said about the Nets, and we were talking about the Lakers earlier in the show.
Yeah.
I have to lean towards Jalen Rose being right. I was wrong.
Let's be clear on what it was. You said that even without
I don't
Kyrie,
believe in the Nets anymore. I don't believe in them, okay? Let me be very clear, okay?
Yes.
KD is averaging 28.9 points.
Yeah, he balling.
Shooting 56% from the field because, superstars in Hollywood calling me, buzzing my phone, bothering me. When you get on KD? When you get on KD? He's averaging 28.9 points on 56% shooting.
None.
Over 40% from three-point range.
Right.
He's balling. He has no help. He's supposed to have it in James Harden, who has not been himself. It's the quietest 24 points I've ever seen James Harden record. What I was banking on was the A game of James Harden, along with the A game of KD. I'm not getting that. And then when you take into account, I understand it's about 9 hours later. Let me be clear with y'all brothers. I meant what the hell I said. Kyrie Irving betrayed them. They had a deal to go to the Knicks. You know this. You know this. They were going to the Knicks. Kyrie Irving said, let's go to Brooklyn. KD signed on. There was some hesitancy, but then DeAndre Jordan got them together, and they signed on to go to Brooklyn. In my humble opinion, Kyrie Irving owes it to them to be in that uniform on that court. This is the team he assembled. And him not being there, as far as I'm concerned, is betrayal. And to be there last night, y'all would have felt the same way if y'all were in that arena last night.
Keep in mind, just a footnote. If they had gone to New York under the current rules and protocols, he still wouldn't be playing if he's not taking the shot.
That's fair.
If he's not being vaccinated. So they'd still be. But Stephen A., your point about betrayal, we all have been around and had discussions with people in the NBA a year and a half before it happened. And they were all convinced that those guys are going to go together and that Kyrie was certainly sort of the ringleader. Look, everybody would have wanted KD, and KD could have been playing anywhere and won with anybody.
That's right.
But once they decided to do this, and last night, to hear the chance of MVP for Steph Curry was a stunner.
That's what would have been different if they had gone to the Knicks.
Never in the Garden.
Yes, the vaccination piece would be the same. Right. But the fans at the Garden would not be chanting MVP for Steph Curry.
Greeny, can I let my brother Stephen A. Smith realize what he saw last night?
Please.
You saw the best player in basketball, except he was playing for the Warriors.
Yeah.
That's what you saw. You saw the guy that had KD leave OKC to join him. You saw the guy that had James Harden, and both of those guys leave the West to join up together so that they can win. Was James Harden playing last night?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pedestrian, right? Walking around, right?
Corrected.
So we're not going to act like KD don't have enough help.
No, that's not what I mean.
No.
I'm not saying that. Hold on. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he's not getting it. He has it, but they're not showing up.
It was flawed.
That's why I said.
And this is where Jalen gets some flowers right now.
He got his flowers.
He said it's flawed.
Correct.
It's not going to work from the beginning.
I stand down, bro.
And here's why.
Right.
Yes, KD is getting his 28, Stephen A., but the problem with their roster construction is he's required to play like a big man, a physical
They
guy.
have no help in
and he just doesn't have that physical stature to play like that on a nightly basis.
Let me say this.
Defensively in particular.
I've been waiting to say this to your face and to your face because I had to say it, even though I said it on TV already. I had to say it to y'all. Do you understand that as we sit here right now tonight, a two-time champion and a two-time NBA Finals MVP is on the verge of being known more for leaving Steph Curry for Kyrie Irving than he is for winning chips? You realize that?
That's just a judgment. That's a judgment he made that will be assessed.
That's going to be. Well, Scottie Pippen showed me that championships don't necessarily buy happiness.
That's true.
LeBron James left Miami.
Right.
KD left the Warriors. And you knew the second year he was leaving. Why? Because when they won the championship, it was still Steph's team. This is KD's
No debate
team.
there.
This is KD's team.
Let's leave it there because there's a lot more to get into on this, and we will, I promise. And don't forget, we've got.
Yes. What? They won. The champ will be here. Terrence Crawford joins us later, but we start the show with the game in Brooklyn last night. Steph Curry absolutely on fire. It's not how many threes he makes. It's where he makes them from. He doesn't shoot from the line anymore. He hit 9 threes yesterday, and the Warriors won by 18, but it felt like more than that.
So the elephant in the room is, remarkably, a couple of years after losing Kevin Durant and not making the playoffs in both seasons, the Warriors have rebuilt themselves into the best team in basketball right now.
Right now.
Clearly a championship contending favorite. And the Nets proved to me what I said at the beginning of the year. They ain't winning the East without Kyrie.
They have problems. The Nets have problems.
Okay? And I didn't say finals. I said East without Kyrie. If I'm James Harden, if I'm Kevin Durant, I'm on the phone with him last night. Like, I know you watched the game. We need you, dog. We need you. And so, again, you and I talked about hoping, nobody knows, hoping that Kyrie Irving would get vaccinated.
I would assume by now that he would have gotten vaccinated.
And we thought and we hope that the holiday season, since it's here, he's going to consider after last night's game, because Steph Curry, not only did he make threes, he made 9 of them. And that was like the almost 40th time in his career he's done that, right? And the opposing crowd was chanting for him to shoot the ball.
Wild.
What about the one time?
Wild.
What about the one time when it was at the end of the play and he just basically tossed it up from the hash mark and it was good? I can't lie. I was watching the game like, Steph the best player in basketball.
I had KD as the best player in basketball. And last night, I changed my opinion as well. It's in my notes. I was like, I think Steph's the best player in basketball right now. I had KD. I had Giannis ahead of Steph.
Coming into
I have
the season.
Steph right now as the best player in basketball.
And by the way, shout to Bob Myers, their GM, and Steve Kerr, because they made the moves, they did the drafts, and also a holdover anchor like Draymond Green. Like, if you really watch the Golden State Warriors play, his defense, his leaderships, his dribble handoffs, all of that is what makes that thing go. And Wiggins play well. And so I like what Jordan Poole playing well. And so, like, this is legit what we're seeing from that team.
Well, we decided that Steph was the best player in basketball last night. And after the game, Kevin Durant himself had something to say about Steph Curry. Let's listen to KD after the game.
I mean, I've been there. He put in a ton of work. He cares about the game. He loves his teammates. Plays with energy. So that's what you get. Every night is a player like that. He playing at All-Star, MVP, Hall of Fame level. You got to respect it.
I'm going to bring this back to Kyrie. That's what you get every night, he says about Steph Curry. He's not saying that about Kyrie Irving.
Here's the thing. Like, nobody can deny the all-time greatness of Kevin Durant. I'm not foolish. Like, the guy's 6'11", he can do it all. We know that he's an unstoppable force in the game. But what I'm seeing is what I saw going into the season. The Nets are not winning just because they have him. And by the way, did we mention James Harden's performances this year?
James Harden and Kevin Durant, you have to get more than 43 points out of those two combined.
So let's talk about James Harden. I just don't like what I'm seeing from him this season. I know that I've seen a couple of moments where he had triple doubles or flirted with triple doubles or high 20-point games. I think he cracked 30 a couple of times. But I'm talking about, I don't know if it's health-wise that he doesn't want to tax his hamstring because he feels like he may pull it. Because being in the arena, I saw him moving and I saw him having conversations about that. So I'm going to put that out there first. But if that's the case, then he should sit out.
Sit out and get
Based
right.
Based on what I'm seeing.
He's not right.
Right. Because are they going to look that bad when Joe Harris don't play? You know? Right?
Maybe Joe Harris is the key. And, you know, back to the Warriors, one of the scariest things about this start that they have is Klay Thompson has been cleared for 5-on-5. Right now, he's out on this road trip. He's back in the Bay. He's rehabbing. He's playing 5-on-5 with a bunch of guys and coaches. I don't know, his brother or something, but Jalen, they're going to add Klay soon. He's going to be back by Christmas.
Dog, life is about decisions. And you can never second guess a future Hall of Famer like Kevin Durant because he made a great decision in his mind to go to Golden State. You know how that paid off with 2 championships. But the second year, we all felt he was leaving because he was unhappy there. But the other thing is because that was never going to be his team. That was going to always be Steph Curry's team. So now you go to the Nets. Imagine leaving the arena last night. The team that you left is just as good without you and better than